Hey guys, Junior Wolf here. This episode was recorded live on LBC Radio. Follow our social medias to know anytime we go live so you can listen on when it happens.
Welcome to Nerd Rant Live. I know it's been a while. This is my co-host JJ, also known as Junior Wolf Gaming. I'm Dr. Zombrain, and I got a host.
A coast. A coast. Good job.
Guest. It's a guest.
A guest. I'm Skyler. You call me Brog.
Yeah. That's his gamer tag.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yes. Gotta go by gamer tags here.
Yes.
This is a game. It's not really gaming because we kind of talked about streaming services, but
That is fair.
Same thing. All right, JJ, what did we decide we're going to talk about this week?
I think it was Minecraft Live.
Whoa.
Did
you know Minecraft Live's happening tomorrow? Other than the fact that I told you today seven times.
I did know that.
I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, honestly. I think this
flew
one's kind
over.
of gone under the radar.
I think it's
really
just because
has.
of after the Wild update. Like, the hype just died after the Wild update.
Yeah,
so
it
bad.
kind of did.
So, how do we want to begin? Do we want to talk about what our thoughts are on the past few updates, and then maybe some theories on what the next one could be?
Yeah, I think we should talk about like all the past times it's been Minecraft Live, at least, not under another name.
It's not even called Minecraft Live, is it?
No, I think
No.
it is.
This is...
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it was Minecon Earth and Minecon Live, or... It's gone through some changes.
Yeah, it
It's
has.
gone through a couple names. Yeah.
Of course, now, another thing that I want to point out, this one is in person, I believe.
I think
Yeah.
it is.
Florida, Orlando,
For
if
the
I remember
first-
correctly.
Yeah.
First time ever.
What?
Like for the first time in a really long time. Yeah.
It started off as a con. That's where you had to get the capes. A lot of the OG capes are from attending the Minecon Live.
Yeah.
But now obviously switched to the live streams that they did, and then COVID happened because I think this is originally like a 2020 thing, but then COVID pushed it back.
Yeah, it definitely did. It was a huge impact on their plans.
So yeah.
So
I think it's going to be really important for the future of Minecraft
Yeah.
for sure.
I think they've got a lot like promised to us that like they really need to start delivering on.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
We've gotten a couple updates where it's just been like
not
we've gotten stuff that we were supposed to get like a couple of years ago at this point, and it's like,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing over there? Like,
Yeah. So I think personally the last solid update would have been the Nether update, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
And that's not because the Caves and Cliff were bad. It's the fact that it got split up, and that really ruined the hype for me. The big thing for the Caves and Cliff was the Warden, which got pushed back to another update.
yeah, and without a lot of the like big changes that they were making with like the Wild update, the Caves and Cliffs update felt like there was like absolutely nothing added. I felt like
The Wild update. The Caves and Cliff added a lot.
Yeah.
both of them like kind of under-delivered on like content though. Like
I don't know
speaking
about the Caves and Cliff. I think the problem is that it was split up because it did add multiple
Yeah.
biomes. It did add like the Lush Cave, all that kind of blocks. It added the height depth. It added the mountains with goats. Frogs were Wild update.
There was a
but
good amount of content.
It's just the fact that it was split up and it was so much later than it normally would have been because it was supposed to be the summer and it wasn't till around fall winter when it actually came out fully.
yeah, and then we had to wait like 2 years for the Warden and like the Deep Dark, and
Yeah.
it's like that's
That
a long
went through
time.
so many changes. Like, they really could not
It
decide on
did.
what they wanted to do with that.
I like what happened. I just wish they didn't tell us so soon. I wish they would have had it more finalized because we see the original. I really liked, and we never got that little tiny structure in the original Warden, right?
I don't
Remember
think
that
so, no.
side room?
Uh-huh.
That's not a structure. That's not something you can find.
Yeah.
Because I think originally the Deep Dark was just supposed to be a biome. Like, the skulk would spawn around the cave walls, and
Yeah,
that's
no,
what
it was
was.
not
And now
it
it's
was
like
not
a whole
like
city.
what it is now. It was supposed to just be like kind of like how when you go below 0, it's Deep Slate. It was just supposed to be like below like 60, like those final 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Anything below there was going to be the shulk.
Not only that, it's also like just this random giant structure that spawns thousands of blocks from where you are.
Well, now
spawn.
it is. Not originally. Originally, it literally wasn't supposed to be anything.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be.
Now
Now
it's
it
like
isn't as of 1.19.
super rare structure.
Yeah, that's the big problem I had with 1.19. It added some cool stuff with the mangrove swamp and that. It's just so hard to find.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have? I really hope it's going to be big. Do you want to talk about the mob vote? Because I know Skyler had some stuff you wanted to say with the mob vote.
I have very, very passionate opinions about the mob vote.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say first, if you choose to vote for the tough golem, then you don't deserve to watch the stream.
We are no longer friends.
You've never met this dude before, just saying.
I am a tough...
Actually, honestly, JJ, Skyler, I don't think likes you anyway, because the amount of times I talk about you and just diss you, because I've told him about the whole jungle armor is calamity thing.
I'm sure that's all he hears about is my flaws, so, I can't blame him.
Yeah, Skyler could agree. Yeah, that's pretty much all I tell him.
All I hear about, yeah.
Yeah, no, Tough Golem is the most useless mob we could get in this update and probably the most uninteresting. Do I think we need more golems? Yes. Do I think the Tough Golem is the solution to that? No.
I want more golems, but I agree. Skyler says the copper golem should have won.
Yes.
I wouldn't have mind the copper
golem 100%.
Tough golem, though.
I think that Minecraft, like the Mojang, wants to add golems so badly, but they keep putting it behind the mob vote, and they're not getting them in because nobody's voting for them.
Yeah.
I think they should just go and start just adding these mobs. Like, I think the mob vote is stupid. I think it's been stupid since, like, the first one.
Yeah. I mean, I saw people saying, what if this next update is like a scrapped update where they take all the stuff that didn't win votes and kind of throw it together into an update?
Like, all these biomes, like, because I remember the savannah was supposed to get, like, termite hills or something like that, and, like, all these other things that we were supposed to get, just add them all.
Well, I think the Savannah update is still coming. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. Like we voted for which one came first, but like all these other ones that we never got, this whole update is just all that stuff. All those biomes, maybe some of the mobs we missed. I don't think the original mob vote, which was the Phantom, I don't think we're going to get that. But the ones with like the whole video and everything, because that one was really unique. Now we have like a full concept.
The original mob vote was community concepts, so,
Yeah, it was the Phantom. But I don't think we're going to get something like that. But something like, we kind of like got frogs or maybe like the mushroom.
Well, no, the Moobloom. The second mob vote had the Moobloom, the Isolager, and this glow squid. And it was like super, super close on the glow squid and the Moobloom. And honestly, I was on Team Moobloom. I loved the Moobloom.
I was also on Moobloom. I think that definitely should have won.
I thought the glow squid was going to glow.
Right? Yeah, I mean, feel like that would have made a lot more sense.
Well, no, like when you actually look at it, it's bright, but it's not giving off.
Yeah, its textures glow, but it doesn't have a light.
Yeah,
radius.
if it actually gave off light, I think it would have been so much better. I do like the signs. I like the signs and the item frames, but it's not what I thought. I did vote for it, but it's not what I thought, so I am disappointed on that vote. The next one was goat, right? No.
That was
the biome. Yeah, there was the biome vote.
What was the next one?
The next one was the Copper Golem, the Alley, and the
Glare?
Yeah, the Glare.
Yes, the Glare.
It, yeah.
And I was telling Skyler about this. I wanted the Glare to win because as someone who plays Bedrock, I don't have like a device to play Java. I don't have the F3 menu. And because of my eyes being so poor, I have to play on max light. So it's really hard to distinguish where obviously now, I think the problem with that was it would have been cool, but now with the whole concept of you need anything less than light level 1 is when they spawn. It's not as important. But in that 3, I wanted the Glare to win because that would have been so practical. Kind of like the telescope for, like, the Java have Optifine. Bedrock doesn't.
Okay,
I feel like practical makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like that these mobs don't actually need a use. I think that they need to look cool. I am fully support. That's why I liked the Moobloom a lot because it was just.
But it would have been the third one.
Yeah.
Because we have the brown and the red. We would have had yellow.
Well, they said with the Moobloom, they might add new flowers. Like, they might add a different kind of flower to the game for the Moobloom.
Did they say
so,
that? Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
At this point, that's like 3 years old. That's like 4 years ago.
Wow.
It was
almost that we had that vote. Because that would have been like Minecraft Earth had it originally.
Yeah.
which was before COVID. So 3 years ago at this point, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I fail to comprehend like the passage of time with Minecraft. It like passes so fast. It feels like so recently. Like there was the mob vote with like the Moobloom and stuff, but it was
I
yeah,
know.
it was 4 years ago.
That's crazy.
Like that's insane.
Have you, JJ? Well, Skyler, because I'm pretty sure both me and JJ have watched almost every single Minecraft live.
Yeah.
I actually haven't ever watched one, but
What?
Do you watch like any of the post?
I watched like the post stuff and like the pre stuff,
recap.
like looking at the like mob votes, the stuff for
Yeah.
the mob vote, and like watching it afterwards to just see what changes are being made for the next update. But I've never actually watched one of them live.
That's fair. Unless you're like really into it, there's so much extra stuff at this point. Like I remember, JJ, do you
There
remember
really
the one
is.
time there was the bee game? That was so weird. So
That
what
was
happened
odd.
to Minecon is they made it like a show for like kids, and there's so much extra games and stuff. The one
Oh.
year there was like some Japanese content creator, and there was a whole segment in game that was in Japanese where they had to collect stuff while like pulled up by a string and in like a bee costume. And this went on for like 20 minutes. And I was just like, I just want to know the update.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch it live. Like I
It's
think
like I'm here for the news.
it is technically like it's an all ages game, so it is kind of being marketed towards kids a little bit too. So
Yeah.
you know,
But the new one, what's everyone voting for?
tough golem.
JJ?
Rascal.
I'm with you. I really think the Rascal is going to add a lot of dynamic if it's only in mine shafts, which I believe it is, only in mine shafts, not just like caves. It's going to add a lot of dynamic because right now, other than the cave spider, there's nothing specific to the mine shaft. It's a great like structure with wood underground where it's really really useful there, but there's nothing specific to the mine shaft.
And
There's
you know,
no
mine
loot.
shafts are like one of the first naturally spawning structures you'd find if you go mining. So
Yeah.
theoretically, the enchanted item that it gives you is probably going to
Could
be
be
pretty
pretty
good for
good.
the spot
I
you're at. in
think
the
doesn't it scale? Does it scale?
I
thought
don't
something.
know.
I thought I saw something about scaling, like where you are, because like I don't like. I'm not saying it's gonna give like a netherite fortune 4 pickaxe, but like if you have like like level 1 enchanted iron armor, I think it might give you like efficiency 3 or something. That might have just been a
That'd be
rumor
cool,
and a
yeah.
theory.
Be pretty
But
cool. I feel like they need to touch on the mine shafts at some point.
yeah,
soon.
well, I think they did a little bit with the caves and cliffs because now they like have the
They did.
hanging.
Yeah.
When they're in the big open areas, they're gonna be hanging.
Yeah, but that still doesn't like
It
change
doesn't
that they were
change,
like
yeah.
they're still kind of just
That's one of
Maybe
the
add
wood
things
some
I
more
really
rooms
want
or
for
something.
I think that's one of the things I really want with 1.20, like dungeons. They're
like
the
I'd
normal
really like to
dungeon,
see some dungeons in Minecraft.
like, well, not just that, like the normal zombie spawners.
Yeah.
They're so boring. Like everyone just digs out. Like I saw this theory of like imagine like the caves, like the spider spawner was like a full spider nest full of cobwebs that you have to like fight through. Like a proper like dungeon to get to this with better loot because it's harder.
Several rooms.
But maybe you get 2 spawners for better XP farms, but it's so much harder to get through.
I feel like
Yeah.
they need to take more inspiration from their other titles like Minecraft Dungeons, maybe even just some
Exactly.
assets or like some block textures just to spice it up and make it not all the same. So like, I don't know, I know there was a level in Dungeons that you walk into this spider cave and like there's 3 routes you can take, 2 little divots
Oh,
off
I
to
know
the
exactly
right
what you're
and left,
talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
And there's just like spider eggs everywhere, and you got chests on both of those divots. Then you can walk out the back. There's spider spawners everywhere. It's like imagine.
Have you played
finding
Minecraft
that.
Dungeons?
I've played like a little bit of Minecraft Dungeons.
Me and JJ. JJ was suffering. He played before me, and somehow I overtook him so fast. And then when he joined me, he was dying so much and like instantly.
Yeah, I played through the base game. I there are DLCs, correct?
I have them
Yes.
all.
Yeah, yeah. I've played through the base game only, but I
I
haven't
mean,
done
there's
any
still a
of the
lot to the
DLCs.
base game. How
Yeah.
far did you get? Just the base difficulty?
Base game, base difficulty. I played through it once.
So we
with my
got through
friends.
I think we're like halfway through the next, which is adventure. But I really like that concept where instead of having so much more levels, you can replay through the same thing with a little bit different items, but you just get stronger and it increases the difficulty. I kind of like that because it makes it more simplistic, but it adds so much more to it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Minecraft Dungeons, though, me and JJ have had this talk multiple times. They have a magic system. JJ knows where I'm going with this. They have a magic system with souls. There's like soul. You can heal yourself and all this. And with armor. And when you get a kill, you get souls. And we're thinking another thing that Minecraft can add that's not super complicated is like a magic system.
Yeah, I feel
Now,
like
that's a lot to add, but if they did something like the soul system, which they already have done in Minecraft Dungeons,
it could definitely like we've kind of had the same combat for like such a long time in Minecraft since 1.9.
well, even before 1.9,
Yeah.
like it hasn't changed that much in 1.9.
Like, it's-
yes, the axe did a little bit more damage, but compared to the overall combat of Minecraft,
Like it's pretty like in terms of PvP, it's pretty significantly different.
PvP, but
Yeah.
not how many people actually do PvP
Exactly.
versus single or even a multiplayer. They're still not fighting players.
and even on the
I feel
servers
like
they
we
change
need
it
some
so that it's
alternate method.
Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the combat now with like end crystals and netherite armor. It is crazy. Did you know about the end crystal? So if you can make end crystals and place it on obsidian,
yeah.
it does like 20 damage.
Yeah.
So, and if I think it's like if you place it like one block above, you don't take damage. So people just spam end crystals in PvP now.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying.
I think that was one of the big things that they did on what's that anarchy server called?
2B2T.
Yeah, 2B2T. That was one of the big things that
Yeah.
they did there. But anyways, I wanna say I want to say something about the tough golem.
No.
I want my funny little guy that's sitting in my room and he's holding my stuff because I think it would be silly.
Yes. What a
I
just
think
reason.
I want
Minecraft needs to be
I want
silly.
a silly little funny guy that sits in my room and holds my stuff.
What do you think the armor stands are?
Yeah, but are armor stands funny?
I mean, you can make them dance.
It's true.
Okay, but are they silly?
Yeah.
I mean, with how the dances you can do, yeah.
A single pose?
What do you mean a single pose?
They have like well,
They have like
okay.
10,
shuffle
and with
through, like,
redstone you can
12
make go
poses.
through. You can make it like do
Yeah.
an animated dance in
Okay.
survival.
Okay, but funny little golem guy holding my stuff.
but
okay,
hear me
one
out.
thing- One
Sure.
thing with the tough golem, I wouldn't mind if the tough golem came in and we got hats. JJ?
That would be great.
Like because that's what it really felt like. It felt like hats were the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if we got hats with tough golem, I wouldn't be mad. But if it was just tough golem, I don't think I'd be super happy with it. Sorry, Skyler,
I think
but screw your hopes and dreams.
unfortunately, I don't think any of us are going to get our wishes.
It's gonna be Sniffer
because it's going to the
It's gonna
sniffer
be,
is going
we
to
didn't
win.
talk about that. We talked about our votes, but we didn't talk about the sniffer.
It's-
JJ, how do you feel about the sniffer?
I feel like new plants
Good
could be
answer.
cool, but apart from that, it's just not a very interesting mob.
See, okay, Skyler brought up a good point. Do you want to talk about your point?
Okay, so they were mentioned that they were like prehistoric, like old, really old creatures.
Extinct. They were
Like,
extinct.
mobs,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were extinct. So I think that they could like really easily tie it in with the archaeology stuff that they showed off and then didn't say anything else about for like way
That's
too
fair.
long. So I think
Seth is
I really
ranting
want
on and on about
archaeology.
how much he hates
I
that.
really want archaeology so bad. But what do you think? Like, I feel like that makes sense. And this isn't Fortnite, meaning if it makes sense, it can come true.
Let's hope. Let's hope. I saw somebody did a
Unfortunate-
pre-poll to see which would win, and the sniffer got
And
70%
Sniffer was-
of the votes.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing with that. I've seen so many votes, and some are like 70% Tough Golem, some are like 80% Rascal, some are like 90% Sniffer. It seems like this is going to be a really mixed vote. It seems like the community is very split on this. I haven't seen a consistent winner. Well, like Sniffer a little bit more, but there's never been like every single vote there's a clear lead in Sniffer. It's been pretty mixed.
Yeah, I unfortunately frequent Twitter.
Yes.
But overall on Twitter, the consensus is Sniffer. So I think it's like pretty overwhelmingly the
Why?
big option, and I can't remember which one of the like Dream SMP guys were like, yeah, I'm gonna rig the mob vote again, and I think it was George Not Found, but he's a big fan of the Sniffer, so it's like it's probably gonna win because you've got that crowd. So
Yeah, I think that's the big problem with the mob vote for me is that it's always like biased. Like one like big content,
Yeah.
like last year, I think it was Dream said something, and it won.
Dream got the glow squid to win.
Yeah.
Like the glow squid was absolutely the worst choice out of the three, and Dream was like everybody vote for the glow squid, and everybody did
Yeah.
because they love Dream.
I agree with that. But I think the mob vote and biome vote was cool at first. The problem is it's every year now. Like I think it's something that should happen every 2-3 years that we get like a vote.
Yeah.
Because like
Well,
they
I think
said,
maybe
I
instead
feel
of
like
just doing a mob vote, we should do like an item vote or something. Like add something
Maybe like an
else
item
to the
vote.
game.
that could be cool. But the mob vote just gets like tired because I feel like because it's always biased, right? Like I think everyone knows afterwards. It's like, oh, this person said something, that's why it won. Like, or they're gonna add it eventually. Like
Maybe do a tool vote or an enchantment vote or something. Like have people vote on a new tool to come to the game out of 3 options, like a weapon or a practical tool, something that maybe relates to some new content you've already added. Like maybe a better tool other than a hoe to harvest skulk. Maybe a tool that's
That could be
naturally
cool.
silk touch.
But with the combat, that reminds me, if you guys want to talk about the combat update, because I know there was some talk, right? So I saw a video on it that there is works on a combat update, which is going to make it like auto swing and, have more distance, like different weapons going to have bigger distances, new enchantments. But I saw that stopped when Dream 1v1 Techno and kind of brought about the axe meta. After that, that's when the experimental snapshots stopped happening. So I wonder if Dream kind of, because before that wasn't a big deal. I kind of liked it, but it definitely wasn't a big thing. But now it's definitely like one of the most used.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything on that, so like I'm not sure.
JJ?
Yes, I did see that, and I feel like creators just have so much sway in the Minecraft world right now that it's very difficult to do almost anything, because no matter what, the creators are going to have the largest hand in what does and doesn't happen.
And that seriously causes division. And like when you see these these 3 like pretty good ideas to come to the game, like you're losing if it's like specifically like they say, oh, these are 3 ideas that we've had for mobs. Everybody vote on them, and 2 of them are going to be completely erased from the game forever, and there's no chance of getting them back. That disappoints me, especially when something I really like the copper golem, loses.
Or tough golem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Skyler.
I know. I've
don't think
already
it stands a
accepted
chance.
it. I've already moved past it. It's fine.
So yeah, I feel like right now that's the big thing, I think, for 1.20, which I want to try to talk a little bit more about with the next update, what we think it's going to be. It's going to be announced tomorrow at what is it, like noon, something like that, noon EST.
Yeah, around noon.
We've talked a little bit about the main idea of everything that we've kind of missed, like just an all-around update, maybe some mobs that we missed, some biomes, maybe we get the archaeology, maybe we get the birch forest, all that. But What's some other theories you guys have on 1.20?
Honestly, I'm not expecting a massive update.
Do you think it's gonna be like I think we talked like the B update?
It's gonna be something like the B update where they add a couple of things, like just like an in between to like some of the bigger ideas. I think at some point we're gonna get either like an end update. I think because the end hasn't been touched in forever, and it's slightly stale. I feel like it could use some things.
So the problem I have with updating the end is the fact that it did get updated, and it's supposed to be a wasteland.
Yeah, that is kind of true.
It's not the original. It did get like the end cities, and people go there to travel to the end cities because that has great loot. Like it has time in it. And it's supposed to be a wasteland. It's supposed to be nothingness. Yeah. So that's the only. But I do understand, like, especially after the Nether update, it feels so. Like,
once again, really... like if you look at the Minecraft Dungeons end DLC, like there's so much in there. It's still a wasteland very clearly.
End,
but like you have void blocks, you got different purple blocks everywhere. You got like almost like a purple grass kind of thing in there, like a void grass.
Yeah.
There's just so much more in there, but it still seems like a wasteland because it's all the same color and you still got that fog.
Not to mention some of the mobs from the
freaking Enderman and that were crazy.
Remember that boss fight that we suffered through for like an hour? We had like an hour-long boss fight or something crazy because we just kept dying. Because every time like I tried to dodge, like the frames would just drop.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I'm on PlayStation 4. Like, I don't normally suffer frame drops, but every time I just can't dodge, and it was rough.
Yeah, I remember when I played through, like, I had a tough time with one of the bosses. I think it was the little villager guy, mage.
Arch villager.
Yeah,
or illager.
Arch villager.
I mean, that was fun. Like I don't think
it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was just like me and my friends died quite a few times trying to do it. There was like this one move that would like one shot us all in like one wave.
Yeah, no,
and
we
it
died
was like
because I was playing on my difficulty and JJ wasn't there. He was just struggling. There was some really cool like ranged attacks and everything from Minecraft, like ranged Enderman, like different types of Enderman, and I really would love to see some of that because I think another thing that we can discuss in a little bit is some bosses and some dimensions because there's some other stuff I have some thoughts on.
A lot of people think they're going to add another dimension to the skulk. They think that portal is going to become like so that you'll be able to activate it, and then they'll add some sort of actual defeatable boss as opposed to the warden that relates to the skulk.
Yeah, I mean, like the warden isn't exactly designed to just be like a boss. You're supposed to avoid him. I'm pretty sure is their like design philosophy on him.
He's not supposed to be fought. He is like supposed to like. You're supposed to run away from him.
Yeah, that's why he has so much health and so much damage. Yeah.
Even at a range. So, well, we're going to have another Minecraft live next week. We're going to talk about what actually happened.
What actually happened?
With, if you know her, Karina from LBC, she's going to join and we're going to talk about what actually happened and what we want, what we like, what we don't like, maybe some changes we'd like to see with like, kind of like when we saw the Birch Forest, what would we want from the Birch Forest?
Oh my gosh, I was so sad that got delayed. Right? It looked so good, and I was like, I love birchwood. So I
think that's an unpopular opinion, but I like birch as well. Anyway, so there's two things. I think two big other ideas for 1.21 dimensions. We kind of like touched on this with the ancient city. Another one that
it looked fantastic.
Skyler, do you know modded Minecraft much?
Slightly. I mean, I know like the big mods. Yeah. Like there's like the Aether and
JJ doesn't know all too much. Did you know? I don't know. I guess you didn't watch. I don't know if you saw this. One of the ones that you rewatched. The creator of the Aether mod, the Aether dimension, works for Minecraft now.
Oh, he does.
So that brings me to one of the dimension ideas I have is the Aether dimension, which I believe is like a Sky Island. Dimension, right?
Yeah, no, actually, it's really cool. So, at one point, I did a mod pack, I did some mod pack, with some friends, and the Aether was one of those mods. It's like, so, Sky Islands is the big idea, and and it's like the end city. It's like the outer end,
Yeah.
but in the sky. And one of the big like features of it, it's 1-to-1 with the world, with the overworld. Unlike the Nether, where it's like 1-to-8. Yeah, it's 1-to-1 with the world. So if at any point you fall, you don't just like fall into a void and die.
It is the sky.
Yeah, you fall and it teleports you to your X and Y position on the world at the build height, and then you just fall from there. So
that sounds really interesting.
You actually like fall back
I didn't
to
know about
the
that.
overworld.
I knew about the mod, but I didn't know its super specifics.
Yeah.
But that's like another one, like the fact that the creator's there, that's a big thing that I've seen people wanting, with the fact that the mod creator is part of the Minecraft team. And I think that's one of the chances. I don't think it has the highest chance, but there is a chance, because if they have the mod creator, it's pretty easy for them to get the rights to that.
Yeah, and I don't think there's too much like patenting either, like to
but
Minecraft
even if there
mods.
is,
Like, yeah,
even if there is, they have the owner of the mod, they have the creator of the mod. So if they really wanted to use it, they have him.
Don't. This is like going off into like Terraria, but don't some of the Calamity people, weren't they hired at Relogic? Or
I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, because I mean, Calamity is practically its own game,
At this
built
point.
off of
It literally like doubles the content.
Yeah, it seriously does. It's like so much post Moonlord, like it's like another whole
Did
game.
you listen to the podcast, the Terraria podcast episode?
I listened to a little bit of it.
So I literally joked because JJ thought, where are we? We're just about hard mode. And I said, oh yeah, we barely touched the surface. And he thought I was joking, because the majority of it is hard mode, like Plantera to post Moonlord. That's a majority of the content for Calamity. And JJ was flabbergasted by that.
There's like 4, 5, or 6 bosses post Moonlord.
It's great. Like you have to fight a boss. Anyway, let's try to switch to Minecraft.
Go back to
let's try to do a little
Minecraft.
bit of
Yeah.
Minecraft. Right,
Stay
JJ?
back on Minecraft. We can't rant too far off
Minecraft.
topic.
Too far. I mean, if we want to talk about
Inventory,
another mod, did you play?
We should touch on.
We will then. That's
Touch on inventory.
yeah. But did you play Orspawn?
No.
No. Okay. Never mind. I won't talk about it. But that's another great Minecraft mod that's kind of like Calamity for Minecraft with dimension. It adds like 5 dimensions, big bosses, pets. Imagine a sword that's about 15 blocks big.
Okay.
And you hold it, and it's great, and it does like 750 damage.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I know that one of the big things of the Aether though was I'm pretty sure the Aether had a lot of dragons, right?
I think so.
They at least had at least one dragon. There was another one, I can't remember. I'm struggling to recall the name, but it was you basically like place like flowers on the ground around a puddle of water, and then
Twilight Forest.
Yes, Twilight
JJ,
Forest.
do you know Twilight Forest?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
That had a
JJ, I'm going to slap you next time I see you.
I'm sure.
And I'm going to force you to play some Forge.
I'm gonna slap
Definitely.
JJ as well.
JJ,
Yay,
I'm gonna
slaps
come-
all
I'm-
around.
Yeah.
But no, that's another one we can talk to. But again, like these aren't as likely as I think.
Yeah, no.
The inventory. There you go, JJ. There's your segue.
Yay.
Segue. Yeah, we're gonna ride on the little Segway. Vroom,
Yeah,
Yeah.
segue. Let's go.
Segway.
vroom. Like what is
Mall
it?
cop.
Paul
Blart. Yeah.
Blart.
Mall cop.
Yeah. Okay, JJ.
Anyways.
What? You can start this off because we've
Inventory
been talking
update. We have talked so many times about wanting an inventory update because I think the main point is back when Minecraft first started, back in the old days when we were young.
We're talking classic.
Yeah,
We're talking
like,
Minecraft
right-
classic.
Yeah. You had enough blocks in the game to fill your inventory, and that was pretty much it. And now, how many years later, 20
We have
updates
thousands of
later, we have
items.
thousands more and
But
still
same
the
inventory.
same amount of inventory.
That's not true. We got one more slot in the
That's
form of
true.
the
I forgot about
offhand.
that.
Except you can't put anything in Bedrock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Java, you can put any block. In Bedrock, you can do shield and totem and arrows, but that's pretty much it. I can't put torches and use that. I think that's a big thing that people do on Java is put torches or food or fireworks and stuff. You can't do that in Java. Bedrock. I mean.
Yeah.
But another they did add the what bag was it? They added some kind of bag.
I
Bundles.
Yeah,
the bundles. Yes, and they're
Bundles,
completely
yeah, bundles.
useless.
No, they are useful, except they're not in the game yet.
Yeah.
They're not in survival Minecraft yet. Like, that's the only thing they've done, and they don't. Now, I do like shulker boxes and everything, but even then, they're not. That's such an endgame thing. And even then, you still just end up with like 50 shulker boxes that you're transporting back and forth. I'm not saying I want a shulker box for a shulker box to like have thousands of blocks, because I feel like at that point the game is going to start lagging from the amount of items. But another thing that we haven't talked about much because we haven't played much 1.4, void bags. We kind of touched on this a little bit, right? I think something like void bags would be perfect for Minecraft. Perfect. For the people that don't know,
secondary inventory.
Yeah, for the people that don't know, void bags in Terraria, which is a vanilla thing, when your inventory gets completely full, it just starts instantly going to your void bag, and you can place it down, and you can just access it anywhere.
And now with the newer update, 1.4.4, you can open the void
access
bag
it anywhere,
and it just pulls materials out of there if you need them to craft or whatnot, so you don't have to actually place it down and pull the stuff out that you need.
So I think something like that would be perfect. Another thing we talked about is just simply expanding the inventory, like maybe adding like a scroll wheel into the inventory itself to add like 3-4 extra rows, because even 2-3 extra rows would be huge. Because when you're getting to like crazy builds and stuff like that, or like, we don't have bundles, so we're still stuck with seeds and grass and all these random like dirt, all these random blocks clogging our inventory. Adding 2 rows for just that stuff, I can easily use 27 for like the main stuff and not have it clogged with our ender chest and some tools or extra food and stuff like that. Because I always like having, depending on what I'm doing, like 2 stacks of food or something, and having like an extra row for all that extra stuff would be huge.
Yeah, and I mean, they already have a system in place in creative mode for
That's right. You can switch hotbars.
The hotbar, like say you can save a hotbar in your creative menu and just like pull that out.
Yeah, it's like X1, X2, X3, something like that.
Why not in survival mode be able to switch out your hotbars just like with a hotkey
that'd be cool,
or something,
like your top
right?
row, yeah.
Like
JJ, what do you think? Of like being that'd be huge.
I think that's probably their best option. Like, the easiest move to make that's not expanding the inventory would be doing that, right? Like, set up a way to scroll through the rows in your inventory with, like, a quick hotkey or something like that.
Like, you can just use the same creative one just for survival. It just can't be done in creative then, but, like, we've already seen multiple times that, like, you just can't do something in survival and creative. Like, it just chooses whatever
like
version you're at.
The fact that it's like already in the game basically.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like do X1, X2. That's what the creative is.
I think another big thing that could be added is going back to Terraria. There's a couple buttons on the side of your inventory that lets you quick sort into chests, sort chests, quick stack stuff into chests. Like, I think that
a deposit all button. That'd be huge.
Deposit all, extract all, like that. Those kind of buttons would be very, very useful for Minecraft. And like most there's a lot of like quality of life Minecraft mods that do that already.
Not even quality of life, just basic mods that add it. Like, they don't even focus on that type of stuff when they add it. I think like JJ, Exumavoid a little bit.
Yeah.
He's one of the Hermitcraft, Exumavoid?
No clue.
He does like vanilla tweaks, like Enderman can't pick up blocks and stuff like that with commands and like data packs. And that's, I think, sorting is one of them, being able to sort a chest. But another thing with this is he had some other ones with some enchantments with shulker boxes. So what you can do is you can put, say, like a piece of dirt in a shulker box, and it will have like a vacuum enchant. I forget what it's called. And every time you pick up a piece of dirt, it goes automatically into that shulker box, into that stack. And it does the same thing, opposite. So say that I have, say that I'm doing a huge wall that's just taking mass and mass stone bricks. It will constantly refresh my stack from the shulker box in my inventory.
That's interesting. That's
cool. It's still, that's pretty vanilla, just adding enchantment to shulker boxes. Like, that's something that it wouldn't be too difficult to do, and it wouldn't feel so modded compared to, I don't know, adding like crystal chests
Yeah.
But that's actually another thing with like, well, that's another thing that some mods do, and kind of like Magic Storage from Terraria does. What if we were able to upgrade chests?
Yeah, I mean, there's one of the very legacy mods for Minecraft was the Iron Chests mod.
I think that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And there's like just different tiers of chests that have more storage.
You can upgrade to like iron, and when you get to another thing is when you get to obsidian, it's blast resistant, meaning you don't have to worry about a creeper coming into your house and blowing up all your stuff. And then eventually you get to like a crystal chest, which I think is like a 27 by 27, but that's a single chest. So you can have two of them. So it's a huge, like 60 by 60, like crazy amount of storage. Like you're able to hold hundreds of unique items, and you can see through. It's really cool and blast resistant.
And I think like one of the big things about mods is like they aren't technically like what's the word, like patented, like because they're mods for a already like a game that already exists. Like Minecraft could very easily just like take those ideas directly from the mods with, I mean, like I doubt they would even have to ask permission because, you know, it's a mod from their game. They could just put it straight into their game if they wanted to.
Yeah. Do we have anything else we really want to cover with the inventory? I think we pretty much covered it. Like, I think something like enchantments, though. I don't have any specifics, but I think something like enchantments is a perfect way. What if we got an enchantment that increased shulker inventory? What if we did get an expansion enchantment?
I think that would honestly be helpful. And I also think, though, simple enchantments to shulkers, like, I don't know, maybe being able to access them within your inventory, like right-click a shulker, and then you just see everything that's inside it, and you can take things out from there.
So actually, with that reminds me, another one of these vanilla tweaks that Exuma has is you can hover over it, and you can see the items inside. So, like, you can see, like, which shulker box has this in each slot. Like, it has a mini inventory. You can't access it, but you can see what's inside. Because when you are getting to late game and you have, like, 15 shulker boxes, it gets really complicated to figure out which one, unless you have it named. But even then, I think we can all agree we've named and have organized inventories temporarily. Eventually, everything just gets chucked into something just to save time. I think we can all agree that we've been there in almost any game that we've played.
It happens with storage systems too.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have it set up, and then eventually you just start chucking it in because you just want to get going again.
Yeah, I think a lot of quality of life improvements could happen to Minecraft because there's a lot of things that kind of have just stayed the same since like the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So
another thing that I saw is like something that was such a cool idea and nobody touched: the tipped arrows. Who's used a tip arrow?
That's true.
They're just so hard to get, and it's not worth it, honestly.
You need dragon's breath in order to get them, correct?
And I don't know if you know how they work in Bedrock. You have to like throw them into a cauldron.
Seriously?
Well, the way actually I kind of like this with armor we can get to in a second with some of the Bedrock versus Java differences. Yeah, you can fill a cauldron with a potion. And that's and then you right click on it with like a arrow, and that will tip it.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that with armor. JJ, do you remember what it does with like water and armor? Cauldrons and like leather armor.
Yeah. You use the armor piece and it dyes it, right?
Yeah, like you fill it with a cup of water and then you can dye it, and then I can right click with a specific. And I'm pretty sure if you use normal water and you right click it, it will remove the dye. I don't know though. I think it does.
In Java, it's just done in the crafting. Like tipped arrows are crafted by putting eight arrows in the middle, and with then you put lingering potions all around it. So you need
other way around.
Is it the other? Oh yeah, it is the other way around. Yeah,
I would not
like that. Would be so expensive.
Lingering potions all around
lingering potions.
Yeah. But the fact that.
But actually, with that, here's another thing that we're still all waiting on: the fletching table.
It hasn't been given a purpose at all.
Why is that not something you do in the fletching table?
Like
you're literally making
when this came out.
I feel like that should definitely be something done in the fletching table. Like, I don't know, maybe even make just arrows only craftable in a fletching table. Like, it'd probably be pretty simple to make. Like, maybe one arrow plus a crafting table.
It came out April 23rd, 2019.
Bruh.
So we have gone over almost 3.5 years coming up that the fletching table has just been there with zero purpose.
They
Other
gave
than
the smithing
villagers.
table and
Yeah.
the blast furnace a purpose, but not the fletching
Blast
table.
furnace had one. It was just the fletching table and smithing, I believe.
Yeah.
And smithing table now does netherite, which even
Netherite.
then I feel like it's just one thing. I still think it could do more.
I feel like I thought that the copper was going to have a purpose with that too. Like, what if you could like make like bronze armor or something
That could
like
be
that?
cool. Maybe you have to use that for art. What if you had to use the smithing table for like armor and tools? Like it was a normal 3x3, but you had to make tools and armor in that specific one. Kind of like mine.
Armor,
like,
I
kinda
could
like
see.
Terraria.
Tools, I'd say probably not. I feel like tools should stay crafting
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, but I think armor, like kind of like Terraria again. You have your workbench, but then you have your furnace to make your ores, and then you have your anvil to make all these things with said ores, like tools, armor, anything like that. You have to use the anvil, and I kind of like that because it just gives more functionality other than just having one block, and that's it. Because we literally use one block, and you technically can beat the entire game with a crafting table. You don't need anything else. So, just. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Tomorrow we're gonna know.
Yay, it's gonna be great. Not scared at all.
Yeah. I'm wondering because I mean with the biome updates that they've like shown like with the biome votes, I'm really wondering what they're gonna do with like when it comes to like the desert, like what are they gonna do with the vultures? Because vultures are typically like mean in games.
Yeah, and he brought up the point that they won't make any hostile mobs. Well, what if it's just like the wolf that it will only
That's
attack
true.
you if you damage it? So it's
Yeah.
it's like neutral.
It's a neutral. Yeah.
I think.
Well, I
that
saw
can
somebody saying like
make
if
it,
you
but
die
still.
near it, then it'll go and steal an item that you dropped when you died. Like
I'd say that still keeps its mean factor and also not.
yeah.
They have a design philosophy where they'll never make a monster that's in real life.
It's like sharks. We're not gonna get sharks. I think we should get sharks, but oh well.
Yeah, I'm honestly fine with that though. Like I'm fine with that
I
philosophy.
find it more fun when it's unique, like zombies, piglins, Terraria. You got like the zombies with like all these, but you also got like slimes and how many other insane stuff. You have dandelions that are shooting flowers at you in Terraria. Minecraft, you have like the drown that are shooting tridents.
I think I saw something like based off of like what was it? Going off of monsters, like I one time saw something that was like creepers would never have been introduced in today's Minecraft because of the way it interacts with like the player. Like
I don't think we're gonna get something like that again. I think the only reason the creeper's still here is because it's iconic. And actually, here's a question: do you think the creeper would have been removed if Captain Sparkle's Creeper All Man didn't blow up and make it iconic?
Was that pun intended?
What pun? The name of the song is Creeper All Man.
I know, but you said it blew up.
Oh gosh, that was so bad. Why would you do that?
Why? The pun was not intended. I'm just gonna throw that conversation out. We're done with that. We're done with that conversation.
Moving on.
Sweep it under the rug. Moving on. So we kind of talked about inventory and dimensions. Does anyone have any other big thoughts? And we talked a little bit about, magic and a little bit of something like that. That they've already had that in other games, which I think we've mentioned a few times. They have these other games like I'm excited to see some Legends news tomorrow. Dungeons is over. I still don't. I wish it wasn't. Like I wish. You obviously probably don't know. They had like a tower thing you can do and a battle pass that you can go back and complete. So I can go complete the season 1
okay.
and then do season 2. I can choose. And I wish they would have kept adding that Maybe not more DLC,
Well, I
but
think
adding
they're
some
doing
battle
another
passes.
one of those. I think because
They
2
are?
seems like an odd number, and I never heard them say they're stopping, so it's possible they're still working on a third one.
Yeah, but
Minecraft
Yeah.
Legends is it right?
that's the tower defense ish,
I
right?
No, it's
Yeah, I
more
couldn't
like a
remember-
Mountain Blade type of game, like
Yeah, is it?
top-down
It's an
strategy.
RTS. Yeah.
Yeah, top-down strategy. That's
Okay.
that's what you. Yeah, I'm excited to see some of that. But like they have these other games, and even though, can we all just have a moment of silence for Minecraft Earth?
Yeah.
Like that had so much promise, and it
Yeah.
just had the worst timing of any video. Like, there's been some really rough games like Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
right? There's some really rough launches, but I don't think a game has had a worse launch than Minecraft Earth, which the whole premise is go outside, and the entire world said if you go outside, you're arrested.
Yeah.
Like-
Like that was funny, but ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they have these other games, and I really hope we can see some of
Yeah.
the stuff that they have. Come in.
I'd really like to see some like stuff from Minecraft Dungeons come into like the actual game. And I mean like even Minecraft Story Mode had some extra stuff that was like not in vanilla Minecraft.
I forgot about story
did.
mode. Yeah,
Yeah,
story mode
it's-
had some cool stuff too.
Story Mode was interesting. It kind of like I feel like it went on a little too long. I lost a lot of interest
Into
like past like the first story.
yeah,
And then they
I
had
think
like
the second one. The big thing with that was the YouTubers.
yeah, the YouTuber like that. That was an interesting time. I watched Dan TDM play through
watched
that
them,
when
like,
I was
all.
like little. And
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
watched
hold
them
up.
all.
I'm about to make you all feel old.
Oh no.
I already-
2016. That's
I
my
already
guess.
feel old.
Was I right? Was I right?
October 13th, 2015.
15, bro. Oh my
Minecraft Story
God.
Mode is 7 years old.
Dude,
We are old.
it feels recent.
I
It,
remember
like,
We are
the
old.
launch, bro.
yeah.
I remember how big it was. I remember waiting for episodes to come out with a different portal. Like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm 7 years
Oh, dude.
That's hard to take in.
old. You know what? I think, JJ, do you want to say anything else, or do you want to try to slow it off and end it there? 'Cause
Yeah,
I-
I think
that
we
just
should
me-
leave
that
it
just-
there.
Yeah.
I think we should leave it there. We are old, but I think it's important to go back and maybe see some Minecraft history and looking at these other games and seeing what they can possibly bring from them, like story mode and the like 1 month Earth was out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, overall, I think Minecraft has some big stuff in the future. I think there's a lot of stuff that they're kind of teasing, especially
Yeah.
like that big portal. Like,
I don't, even if we don't get this in 1.20, I think they're going to do something with the Deep Dark. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be something there.
I
'Cause
think-
the other problem I have, the Warden. Why does the Warden only drop one thing that you can get anyway?
yeah,
like-
Because they don't want you to
20
do
should
it. They
drop
want you to be
something.
scared of it.
But like, I like a challenge. And like, have they not seen like people using dispensers to fight like 15 withers at one time? Like, come on, Minecraft, let's chop chop. Give us a challenge that has a worthwhile thing. Like, another star, cool. People just farm withers and Ender Dragon. Another thing I want to. This is gonna be the final thing we're gonna say. What if we get something with the dragon egg?
Oh my god.
What if we get a pet? What if we get a dragon pet that we
Yes!
can
I don't know if they're ever gonna do
ride?
anything
I
with
doubt
that.
it, but
like,
I can hope.
What if you
Skyler.
need
Yeah.
the
We
dragon
can have
egg to
hope.
open the
you
portal
can
into Deep
hope.
Dark?
What?
Oh.
Did you hear what he said?
Oh,
Yes. All right, we're going to leave you with that brain teaser. Thank you
right.
for watching this week's episode of Nerd Rant. Follow us next week where we're going to review Minecraft Live, the entire thing, everything that you missed,
Yes.
everything that you need to know. Peace out.
Peace out. Yes. Hey guys, just wanted to remind you to follow our social medias at NerdRant on Instagram and on Twitter. We update you whenever a new episode goes live. And hey, Spotify does that too if you click that nice little follow button right underneath our page. So go and click the button or I will send my pet lizard to lick your cereal bowl.